Mighty Number 9, released in 2013 for the Xbox One, PS4, Wii U, and even more platforms, is a game that was developed by the original Mega Man director, Keiji Inafune. This game is interesting because it wasn't financed by a traditional game studio, but rather was brought up via the new platform Kickstarter. Capcom at the time apparently was showing neglect to the franchise and the characters, so Inafune basically flipped off Capcom and left to do his own thing. Fans were ecstatic, and the game was funded within 2 days. However, when the game was actually released, it was given lots of negative reviews and considered to be one of the worst video games of all time. The Wii U version apparently even bricked the consoles. And that's the version we're playing today. I choose high quality stuff. Now, my first criticism of the game is something that seems very basic to get right, but they managed to mess it up. To start the game and to activate all the menus, you have to press the B button instead of the A button. Now, this may have been fine 30 years ago on the NES controller, but in the year 2016, it should be the A button that selects it. Oftentimes, I cancel out what I'm supposed to be doing, and you never get used to it. What game uses the B button to select anything? That's usually the cancel button. And the next thing I hate about this game, that I don't actually see in reviews a lot, maybe it's just for the Wii U version, is the load times. They're awful, and no bad game is complete without these. Now here, all I did was click the options, and look how long we were waiting for it. Options. The issue is that this loading time isn't only present in the options menu, it happens every time you die as well. This means a 10-second wait minimum when you lose a life. This is ironic because it makes you want to play the game as well as you can. Not only so you can progress, but so you don't have to sit through the long load times. Have a crossword puzzle nearby because the loading times in this game are quite often. The story for this game takes place in the present year. In this undisclosed year, there's apparently a breakthrough in technology. Basically, after that, there's chaos everywhere and everything is blowing up. It's crazy. Honestly, I did try to understand the story, but it really didn't captivate me and didn't really make any sense to me. The supporting cast are all annoying as well, and I really didn't care for any of those characters. As for the gameplay, it's as average as an ice cream cone on a sunny day. Levels are basic as they come. Throughout them, you're really not doing a lot of smart gameplay, and what I mean by that is it's 90% of the time a beat 'em up, and the other 10% is actual platforming and skill. I swear, all you do for some levels is go straight, shoot a room of enemies, you move some more, then you shoot more enemies. It gets boring, and there's not a whole lot of variety in the level design. You do this every few seconds as well. You do this every few seconds as well. The original Mega Man series, which this is supposed to be a spiritual successor to, keep in mind, had its fair share of combat, of course. However, it wasn't on the level it is in Mighty Number 9. Mega Man had enemies with platforming, and it was often difficult. Mighty Number 9 is difficult as well, but Mega Man was better because the difficulty felt fair and challenged the gamer in a fun and intuitive way. In Mighty Number 9, however, the difficulty comes from the issues the game has, and therefore when you die, you never feel like it was fair, and you're always pissed off about it. Sometimes the lag gets so bad that you can't even really see what happens. Sometimes the lag gets so bad that you really can't see what's happening. The game slows down to even what it feels like 10 frames per second sometimes. Look at this! One thing I have to say about the controls is that it's really frustrating that you can't move the gun up and down. They really should have taken notes from Contra, which is a game that with really good side-scrolling gun controls, where you can shoot the gun up or down. Mega Man didn't need a gun that aimed, as the levels were designed fairly and never felt unfair when you had to jump in the air to shoot an enemy. In this game, there's tons of enemies that are too high up in the air, and then sometimes there's some that are too low. You end up doing these weird movements to try and hit them. Then there's the enemies. This game is like entering the lottery. 99% of the time, you lose. And you lose money too. The level design also kind of sucks too. Look at this situation here. See, I screwed up here and didn't do the proper crouch move to get under that wheel. So let me try that again. Rats. Ooh. Ooh, this game is poop. Oh, look, a water level. The water level is so slow and it actually looks like throw up. Look at these graphics. It looks like something you'd see on a Game Boy. Oh look, there's enemies that actually look like throw up. It's a metaphor. What a mess. All in all, the game isn't that fun to play. The levels aren't totally horrible, but they just feel mediocre and don't really captivate you. The levels that are super horrible, however, you really feel the slowness of them. It's not the worst game ever, it's not like it's a glitchy mess or anything like Sonic 06, but it certainly didn't deserve a 3-year wait time. If you see this game in a dumpster for $3, then go for it, but keep in mind that it's not going to be that much fun, and I'm sure you can get your Mega Man fix somewhere else.